Hello ladies, gentlemen, sirs and mums, and welcome to my third video of Fortnite. So we're going to be looking at test and trap layouts and designs. The ideas coming from yourself, the viewers, the Reddit community and a bit of me. Please like this video then, it's muchly appreciated. I'm not trying to chase any subscribers, but I do appreciate the likes. So the first design we're going to be looking at here is what I've called the Zigzag. The Zigzag is basically, well, it looks like there's some arched roofs and it makes you zigzag through the tunnel. So I thought that was a very appropriate name. Now, some of you may be wondering how you actually get this shape, and here you go. You have it on the fourth creative build, the ramp, and you highlight the two diagonal corner pieces. And then you can just rotate it to get your zigzag direction. I've closed off the ends just with the wall piece. You just remove the top three and you have that wall. The rest is full walls and it has a roof, which we'll talk about later on. The next up is the double T. The double T is just two ramps facing each other with a wall in the middle. As you can see, the husk can't run into that. They can only get close to this wall, so any wall traps along there would definitely activate. And this is one comment I got on YouTube asking to trial out, so we'll also be trying this. And again, we'll be trying it with a roof, which we'll be talking about later. Next up, we have the Ejector. The idea of the Ejector is if you've got a really small space to use, or you want to use short traps, but try and catch the husk over multiple times. The idea is they're going to try and walk through. They're going to get hit in the spikes, the gas, and then they're going to stand onto a launcher that's going to launch them up and hopefully backwards for them to walk back through again. So that's my next experiment. Just to, I could also stagger them again so they can take them a bit longer, make sure the gas activates on all the husks. I'm going to quickly try this for a player launcher and oops, it failed, but I'm maybe a bit heavier than the husk, so we'll try it in the game anyway. So let's load up the game then. So here we go, we're in a launch the rocket mission where we're able to try out our traps. First up, the double T, the triangle. I've put a flat ceiling above the ramps. There is gas traps in it. We're going to see if the gas traps activate through the ramps. Over here we've got the zigzag. Again, I've put traps above the triangle, the angled triangles, to just see if that will activate through this one, because it will all help. Next up we've got the Ejector. This, however, instead of forcing them backwards, to my left there was a cliff where they couldn't get back up, so I'm actually going to see if I can eject them off that way. So they'll walk through, hopefully activate this one. If they manage to get to the next one activates again. As you can see, look, there's a cliff and there's no way back up for them. In front we had the wall sandwich. Right, I'm just going to quickly show you. I've just put up walls here. There you go. You can see a gas trap on the ceiling, but they're above the diagonal triangles in the zigzag. Again, to make sure it's fully equipped out, I've checked all the walls and there is a wall sandwich all around this rocket. So straight ahead you can just see the wall sandwich, and on the double T there is the gas ceiling traps. I'm going to be fast forwarding it because when I started it I actually got stuck in the rocket, and I also noticed some external stairs where the husk could get up and bypass everything, which I do destroy before the second stage. So I'm just going to quickly fast forward it. You see, on the double T I was doing a fair bit of shooting now, and I'll explain in a bit. So what I noticed is when I came to the double T, the gas traps were not activating at all. So I've decided to destroy one of the ramps, and we'll see how it goes there. The mobs that came up the side have actually destroyed the stairs. They'll no longer come up from that alley. Here we go, I'm just quickly building. I'm just putting in a small wall so it makes sure they stay along that middle wall. But we'll quickly destroy these ramps and then we'll put up the side walls. So I've just built a little platform so we can hopefully see from above what's happening well. Yeah, you can see the mobs are spawning by the double T, and one of them's got through, so I've jumped down just to finish them off. You see they're coming through on the left hand side where the ramp is, where the gas traps are not activating. On the new modified side with the right wall, they are coming through, they're not coming through at all. I just have a check at the ejector, nothing's come through here, it's working perfectly, you see. Even though they're not getting fully ejected, land on the ceiling, it does stop them when it runs, and then they'd fall back down and get hit by a trap. On the right hand side, for some reason I didn't have a wall there properly, and some mobs were coming that way, but I'll fix that before stage 3. There you go, just observing down the right, you can clearly see that they're not getting through. I didn't check my map, but I could hear and I could see on the mini map that the zigzag, nothing was getting anywhere near coming through. There was even a big monster in there and he was doing nothing at all. He was just getting himself trapped and walking extremely slowly. You see here, the traps haven't even activated. This is where they're getting up to, and then dying. So we're coming to the end of this defender rocket. You see he's just stuck on that ceiling. So I decided to come into the zigzag to check, and I was actually surprised that on the zigzag the gas traps still activate. So even if you've got this sort of archery ceiling, the gas traps can see through that type of ceiling. So although they couldn't see through the ramps in the double T, if you do the diagonal one, they will see through no problem. I'm on the ramp, I built another platform. Unfortunately, it caused some of the mobs to spawn up there, so I decided to jump down and run through back to where we were. See, look, the ejector's working no problem, not had any issue there. I've also decided to destroy the ramp walls on the left hand side of there. I decided that standing up on this platform, while it was going to be good to try and show you what was happening, it was just causing all sorts of aggro, so I jumped back down. I have a quick visit into the zigzag, see what was happening, and yeah, nothing. No trap activated near the bottom. They're just dying, they're just walking really slow. And again, you can see that the double T is having no issues. Now I've got rid of the ramps and just gone for a straight wall with a wall in the middle. Which is working out quite very effective actually. If you want to do that type of design, like a double lane, just have a straight wall on the outside, a low wall to push them in towards the middle walls, and it will work very well. As you can see, I'm just having a look down, look, but it's causing, they're just dying. Now this was the first issue we had with the ejector. It is basically ineffective versus the flying mobs. The floor traps do not activate when he flies over. So overall it's quite good doing these little tests. I found some weaknesses. I decided to try and fix them. And the fixes worked. Removing the ramps from the wall, it actually turned out to be pretty effective. So, the zigzag then, what do we think? Well, it worked out enemies walk really slowly. All the traps still work. It was extremely effective. My only con with the zigzag is it requires a lot of space to create and a fair bit of resources, because you can't just do a straight line. You do need a bit of space to move around the tiles. The double T, well, really, the double T, it's a large open space to observe. You can see straight down the tunnel. Enemies walk alongside one wall. It's simple to create, low resources. However, the ceiling traps didn't work. You require a straight wall with a straight ceiling. And then last but not least, the ejector. Well, we didn't see too much of it, but it is simple, low cost, minimal space you can do it in. A few traps are required, it's cheap to craft, but it doesn't always eject them over the ceiling. You saw some got stuck on it, and it's also ineffective versus the flying NPCs or enemies.